Aloha and welcome to ICS 314 Software Engineering. I'm super psyched that you're taking this class. I think it's a really good one and I enjoy teaching it. My name is Philip Johnson and I'm going to be helped this semester by a really excellent experienced TA, Amy Takayasu. We got a website. You know that because you're watching this video. But we also have a Slack team, and that's where most of the course communication is going to take place, so you need to sign up for that right away. My office is post 307A. My phone number is 956-3489. You can come to my office from 1 to 2 p.m. on Tuesdays or Thursdays, or really anytime the door is open, just walk in. And if I can't talk to you right then, we can do something else. But usually I can take a few minutes, so feel free to stop by. So the reason that I'm hoping you're taking this class is that you want to learn how to build high quality, relatively large scale software systems. Really, systems up to maybe a couple 100,000 lines of code. Those and maybe a half dozen students or a half dozen developers. If it gets up to a million lines of code and 20, 30 people, then you need to start doing some stuff that we're not going to cover in this class. But you can build fairly reasonable applications with the tools and technologies that we're going to learn. The other thing is that you're going to start developing your professional persona. Many students find that to be one of the most important outcomes of this class, is that you are going to develop an online persona that reflects what you would like future employers or graduate school or whatever to know about you and to present yourself in the best possible way. In addition, it helps you understand more about what you should be getting out of your ICS degree experience. And then finally, we're going to also be learning all this stuff through a educational pedagogy called Athletic Software Engineering. It's based on my experiences with CrossFit and paddling. It's a somewhat interesting different way to learn than you might be used to, a little stressful at first, but has a lot of dividends to it. Most students are pretty happy that they learned this way after it's all over. So what do you need to know? You need at least a year of programming. I've developed, systems up to about 1,000 lines of code. If you're in ICS, you need to have taken 211. If you're in EE, you need to have done kind of the equivalent of 211. So you're going to probably either know Java or C++ when you come into this class. It doesn't matter which, because actually in this class we're going to be using JavaScript. And that means that you need to have some programming background, but we're going to learn a new language. JavaScript is really cool in a lot of ways. The thing that I like about it is that it's more close to languages, functional languages like Lisp, than it is to the more standard imperative languages like Java or C++. That means you're going to encounter things like passing functions into other functions, callbacks, closures, some neat programming stuff, which is going to really influence the way you think about computational thinking in the future. So I'm pretty psyched about that. Plus, JavaScript, it's everywhere, right? It's on all platforms. It's in every browser. It's on every computer. It's in embedded devices. It's everywhere. So it's a good thing to learn. For your development environment, I think that really, a Macintosh is pretty much in the lead right now in terms of development environments. A late model Unix laptop is a close second, and then behind that is Windows. If you're going to use Windows, please install Windows 10. Okay, I know from prior experience that students that didn't use Windows 10 in prior semesters had some problems later on in the semester when we started using Meteor. You can get Windows 10, a license for Windows 10 for free through the ICS department using the Microsoft Imagine program, and formerly known as MSDNA. So see me if you want that. The other thing you need for this class is a lot of time. If you got a full-time job, or you're got 5 other classes, then you may want to consider waiting on this class to another semester, or else lightening your load in some way. Students often say, geez, I needed like 20 hours a week and sometimes even more to do the material in this class. And so be prepared for putting in the hours. And I want to stress at this point that the goal of this class is not to kill you. I'm not intentionally making it, more difficult, and I'm trying to give you a lot of supporting materials. And in fact, I orient my entire pedagogy around the idea that as long as you have enough time, there is a straightforward and efficient way for you to learn the material and succeed in the class. Okay? I don't want you floundering around trying to figure stuff out and wasting time, wasting hours and hours a week trying to figure out how to satisfy the material in this class. It should always be very straightforward what you have to do in order to succeed, and you should know when you've learned the material well enough to succeed in the class. That's my goal from the pedagogy. But that said, things move quickly, there's a lot of material, and so you need to set aside the hours. But if you're willing to set aside those hours, then I feel very confident that you will succeed in the class. Okay, developer level laptop. As I said before, I think Mac is slightly in the lead, but there's a lot of different kinds of laptops that you can use. You need a laptop because you're going to be doing a lot of your programming in the classroom. Okay, it's not a lecture-based class. Most all of the lecture type stuff will be provided online. In class is devoted to actual work and experiences where you will be doing development. So you need to be able to bring a laptop to class in order to do the work for this class. Make sure you have some pixels. There's a reading online that talks about the more specific requirements. Grading, I give you these guidelines in terms of percentages, but that can vary a lot. The most important thing to know is that as long as you get 90% by the end of the semester, you're guaranteed an A. I may adjust that downward, but I will never adjust it upward. So even if every single person in the class gets 90%, I won't adjust it upward to create a curve. Okay, if everybody gets 90%, everybody gets an A. We're going to spend about the first 3 months of the semester on this athletic pedagogy. What that means is that we're going to have each week focus on a specific skill. You're going to learn how to solve problems efficiently and effectively using that skill. And then every Thursday there's going to be a test called a WOD, for workout of the day, which assesses your ability to effectively and efficiently utilize that skill. I'll go back and say what that means is that you cannot Google your way to the solution. I know that's how many of us, even myself at times when I'm confronting a new kind of technology, I just Google around until I figure out, find the pages that show other people having done it. You won't be able to do that in this class on the exams. You're going to have studied the material well enough that you can get there within the time limit. Also, this class is writing intensive. That means that there are a set of technical essays that you'll be writing during this semester. And the goal there is for you to improve your writing skills and also develop your professional persona by providing interested people who come across your portfolio over the internet with interesting readings that you have written about various technological topics. As I said before, an important part of this class is developing a professional persona that includes things like your essays, a portfolio, open source code that you developed either in this class or in other classes that will be posted to GitHub. That means that future employers or graduate school folks can go look at the code that you've written and see what you're capable of. And then participation in professional networking sites like TechHui or LinkedIn. Okay? You're going to start on the professional persona in this class, but really it's something that's it's a lifelong endeavor in general, but more specifically, it's an endeavor that you will hopefully work on for the rest of your degree experience so that by the time you graduate, your persona reflects the best possible representation of yourself. Collaboration versus cheating. I want you to collaborate. I don't want you to cheat. And there's a very simple litmus test for that, and that is that as long as you clearly attribute any work that you submit that was done by somebody else to that other person, then it's not cheating because you're not misrepresenting other people's work as your own. Okay, so if you're writing code and you come across a library, you come across a a substantial number of lines of code, 25 or something that someone else wrote, and you want to use it, then you put a comment in your code saying, oh, I asked this person, they're allowing me to use this function that they wrote. Okay, then it's collaboration and it's not cheating. Now, if you submit an assignment where 95% of it is somebody else's code, that's problematic. That means you didn't do enough original thinking. But that's still not cheating, because you were clear about the fact that 95% of that code was somebody else's. Okay. If I find that you've cheated, that's really bad. Okay, it destroys the learning environment, and it is something that will be dealt with quite harshly. That said, I don't expect to have any problems with cheating. I very, very rarely have to worry about it at all, because I find that you folks want to learn the material. You're not focused just simply on getting a grade without having done it, because this material is very important and interesting and useful to you. Please collaborate. And if you have any questions about this, just you say, I have this feels like a gray area to me. What should I do? Come talk to me about it, and we'll figure out a solution. Finally, I want to say that I feel that computer scientists, you folks in the ICS program at the University of Hawaii, you're the future of Hawaii. You are the ones that are going to create either a positive or negative. Let me put it this way: you have an outsized influence on whether or not the future of Hawaii is positive or negative. Things you do can really make an important difference. So please learn this material, and learn it from the standpoint of how are you going to give back to this place which has given so much to you. Thanks, good luck, and see you in class.